in the new year, January 8th, and I thought we would just chat a little bit about the new year, find out, give you a little bit of data on where we're going to be going this year. It was kind of a rough holidays around here for a lot of my patients. The middle of the week holidays seem to really disturb people's rhythm, disturb their function, disturb their ability to get in for their treatments, disturb their ability to stay on their protocols, remember to take their supplements, do their exercises. Tough time of the year for people who are trying to recover or try to get through protocols that are going to get their chronic conditions under control. So that seems to be getting behind us. I had a pretty busy schedule yesterday. Almost everybody kept their appointments, so that was much better than the last 2 weeks. And things are starting to roll more in a good direction. So and just thought we'd talk about what that direction is going to be for us this year. I think it's going to be a year of new changes for me. Every time I think that maybe I should be kind of setting out the pasture after 40 years of doing this, seems there's like new opportunities, new ways to go. Seems like there's new data that kind of gets me excited. We enjoy all your questions. One of the things we'd like to do, we're going to continue to do the program that we're putting forth, the presentations on functional medicine, back to basics, and certainly we've got a lot of feedback that people were not maybe so aware of how comprehensive treating somebody's physiology really is. And my next presentation is going to be on gallbladder, and I think it's going to blow a lot of people away as to how comprehensive and how complex and how interrelated the gallbladder is in the hierarchy of physiology to their getting well. And why, if they have a bad gallbladder and they're not getting it taken care of, they're not fixing their gut, they're not fixing their hormonal problems, they're not fixing anything. So these types of things seem to really resonate. So we're going to continue on with the Back to Basics Functional Medicine program. We are going to continue to answer questions. I love answering questions because most of the questions that we pick to review here on our presentations are not just are not just asked by one person, but they're the questions that are kind of asked by like scores and scores and scores of people. So those are the ones we pick out. We get a lot of good feedback on that. And so we would love to continue answering interesting questions or questions that are interesting to you. So we encourage you to keep sending those questions. And we can't answer them all. We have quite a bit of viewers. We have quite a bit of people who watch us on a regular basis, and so it's mind-boggling going through and looking at all the questions. So clearly we can't answer every single one of them personally, so we try to summarize it here. But every now and then, one of you come up with a really, really interesting question that we go, whoa, we should answer that a long time ago. So please help us with that. Continue to send those questions in. One of the things that has been the hallmark of our practice, I think, has been the thoroughness with which we address chronic conditions, and the thoroughness is just it's just an effect of truly what functional medicine should look like. And functional medicine is quite comprehensive, as my mentor would say. It's not just a matter of putting somebody on the autoimmune paleo diet, throwing a bunch of supplements at them, and putting them on what's called the 4R program or 5R program, which many of you are probably familiar with. And the guts become the touchstone, the holy grail for all kinds of problems, and certainly justifiably so. But it's really not the only area of expertise. And as people who watched my next presentation on the gallbladder will see, it's very complex. So a lot of the protocols that are out there online are protocols that are going to work for certain people but not other people. In fact, they're not going to work for most people because of the complexity of the 34 or 35 different things you need to know about the gut to be able to fix it in such a way that it gets fixed and it doesn't keep coming back and it doesn't keep affecting other parts of your physiology. Having said that, we certainly have a lot of people that come in and either that can't come here, can't break away from work, the financial strain of getting on a plane, driving a car, whatever, to get here is difficult. And certainly that bothers me. I mean, I'd love to be here for everybody that has decided that they've listened to our presentations, think we can help them, and come in and we're able to usually provide some good data for them in the first couple of days, doing thorough histories and exams and so on and so forth. But sometimes the finances can get in the way. Sometimes the person just doesn't have the time to do it. And again, sometimes they just can't even break away from business to come here, from their business, from their jobs, can't get the time off. There's just a zillion reasons why it makes it difficult. In my traditional background, as the Back to Basics program says, is you do a good history, you do a good exam, you get a ton of data off of that. There's stacks and stacks and stacks of lab tests that you can do, but not to do all of them on everybody, just to be able to target the ones from the history and the exam, and then have a good framework on which to execute and largely get consistently good results. I mean, that's the model. There's a lot of models out there, though, where that's not the case, and you know, I've had to really take a good look at that and try to kind of go back and forth between if we had done a different program that maybe wasn't going to get quite the same effect of having me personally taking care of your program over a period of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, answering every question, ferreting out every little nuance, as is the ideal scene. But if we could put together other levels of programs that would produce positive results at fees that would be, I think, probably manageable for those particular programs, and even kind of put out with it an explanation of what types of conditions this particular program would best improve. For example, if I have somebody comes in here with fibromyalgia, none of these programs, well, I shouldn't even say that. Some of the programs might actually improve a person's fibromyalgia if that particular program was for that person's problem. So we'll go with the gut. We'll go with the gut because everybody's got a gut program out there now. Everybody's got a SIBO program out there now. Everybody's got their supplements for the SIBO program and for the gut program. Well, everybody comes in here has already done those. However, I could see in many of those cases where if that person had added one more tweak to that particular program, they probably would have gotten a better result, and it probably would have been worth it to them. And then it might open even that person's eyes wider to more possibilities of, like, you know what, maybe I should go on with some higher level programs. So I'm working on that right now. I don't have them. I'm just letting you know what's happening in my life this year. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting right where I do consults and treatments. People come here. We've had people come here from all over the world, and they sit down and go, oh my God, this is the office this is it. This is my workplace. And I have a bunch of books over here that are going home with me tonight, and I've been doing a lot of research over the last 3 months. I've been doing a lot of studying over the last 3 months, went to some amazing seminars over the last 3 months by people that I absolutely think are the best in the business. And so I've been working on this hard. I'm still working on it. I'm probably a month or 2 or 3 out. So I think this is something I hope that a lot of you will look forward to. We have a lot of people out there who just simply can't do the program for a dozen or more different reasons, and we're trying to put something together that will be effective, that people will not be going to another doctor going, I did this program and it didn't do anything for me, and more available to you to do at home. I think the key is without you having to come here. which has been a big sticking point for a lot of folks. So that's something that we're working on. I'd love to hear your feedback on that too. I'd love to hear your feedback on if that's something that you're interested in, and certainly we're going to be doing this, so the early bird catches the worm. And who knows, we might even give breaks, price breaks for the first. We tend to run beta programs on things that we do. So we've just started more for the locals, more for the local here, people here in Northern Nevada and Northern California. We just started a weight loss program that we kind of did a beta test on, if you will. And then we ran, I don't know, 40, 50 people through it, something along that. It ended up being very well received, and the results were good, and so we're implementing that into our offices. Most of you have never been here; you have no idea. We have a pretty large facility here, and so it's really a nice facility, and so now we have a weight loss center here that actually works. So it's pretty cool. So that's what we're doing for this year. We're excited. The industry is expanding. Some of that's good. Some of that's internet-y type of stuff that makes my life a whole lot harder. But I think expansion is good of the industry. I think more people are coming in that understand more about functional medicine, or at the very least understand more about their diet being important. So I don't have to hurdle that. I don't have that hurdle anymore. I actually had 2 people this week come in who hadn't heard of Hashimoto's yet. That was kind of unusual. Like over the last year or 2 or 3, people are understanding what's wrong with them. They're understanding what autoimmunity is. They're understanding when to go to the medical doctor and when the medical doctor doesn't particularly have an answer for them. And that's making my life a lot easier in many ways. So it's a fun time to be in functional medicine. And I think the data out there to make the protocols more and more effective, and in many ways are out there. I'll be hitting another couple of seminars this year on thyroid, which is my favorite thing to treat, and polycystic ovarian syndrome. I love doing the fertility stuff because if the person's in good shape, in a sense of them not having any pathologies or with their uterus or their ovaries, it's a pretty consistently successful protocol for fertility, and everybody's happy. I'm happy. The mom's happy to be able to have babies. Dad might be happy because now he's got a couple of babies that are going to interfere with his golf game, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're going to do. I'm looking forward to 2020, which is, it seems to be how everybody's referring to it over the last 8 days. And any feedback you give me, I mean, Happy New Year. Happy you had a wonderful New Year. And I hope you're going to have a great and healthy New Year this year. And we just want to kind of touch base with you, let us know where we're going, what we're thinking, what we're going to do. Any ideas that you have that we can make this more interesting, we're happy to do this. And I'm going to now close off with wishing you a happy and healthy New Year, and get back to my real job here of doing consults and treating patients. So until next time, you take care. Happy New Year.